Here's a 5-step process that I use to help me quickly generate cities and settlements for my games. Now, this process will get you sort of the skeleton of a settlement that is oftentimes enough to use on its own, but it's also a great starting point to build. So the first step is to determine why the city exists in the first place. Now, this can be things like resources, like ore or lumber, or it could be very good agriculture in the area, military outpost, stop for trade. Any sort of those ideas is going to work. But it's important to kind of define that because it will drive a lot of your other decisions when you're building the city and when you're playing in it. The second step is to define the key characters that are going to be involved in your city. And this can be anything from quest givers, important towns, NPCs like shopkeepers, and especially the leadership or leader of the settlement. Another important thing to consider here, especially for very public-facing people like a mayor or other sort of leader, is how their relationship is with the people and how the people have a relationship back with them. Are they liked? Are they feared? That type of thing. The third step is to define the key points of interest or locations in your city. Now, for a larger city, you might start with something like wards or sections and kind of break it down from there. But with smaller cities, I like to just start with the locations themselves. Now, as part of this, you don't need to go through and figure out every little location that could be there, just the high-profile ones that are most likely to be interacted with. The goal with this is when your players enter the city and they say, "What do I see?" you have a handful of ready options for them to look at. The fourth step is to define the key conflict or the main problem that the city is facing. This could be things like preparing for war with a rival nation, crop failures, or the common folk looking to start a rebellion. Now, these don't have to necessarily be things that are going to be addressed right away. They can be longer-term planning, but I think it's a good idea to start thinking about what that sort of core conflict the city is facing is. Even though the war is still several months away, its looming threat is still driving the sort of decisions that the people are going to be making around town as well as the leadership. The fifth and final thing that I do is to create a list of side plots and random encounters that I can throw into the city at any time. This is just a great way to help the city feel alive and also provide more sort of engagement while your players are exploring. Instead of a dead city that has just a single main quest objective, there's now a bunch of little things going on and other characters to interact with. So let me know what you think. That's my process that I use to start almost all of my city builds. And once you have this, a lot of times that's going to be enough to run like a small settlement or a village. And for larger cities, it gives you a lot of places you can expand from.